And welcome back to No Man's Sky, everybody. ElanPaul here with the second episode of this playthrough to see how fast we can get to the anomaly. Well, we already did that part. This second part has to do with folks who are brand new to the game, and a lot of people ask questions like, should I really do the expedition? Is it really worth it to me to do it? Should I just go ahead and play the game and don't worry about the expedition? The expedition comes with rewards that you, as a new player, don't have, never gotten. Like, we look at some of the rewards and we're like, yeah, I already got that, yeah, I already got that. But granted, this is expedition number 21, and that's currently in play when this is being recorded, the Remnant Expedition. And I've gone through 20 of them, so yeah, pretty much they're starting to throw a lot of the same stuff at us at this point. I do it for the fun of it. I do it for the enjoyment of doing the expeditions and to see what they're about, things like that. But for a new player, to me, it seems to be worth it to go ahead and get it done, because it's worth bringing back a lot of the stuff. Not only do you get the rewards, but there's some nice hidden items in there that really could come in handy later on for you. So let's take a look. So we're going to go back over here. You remember we ended our episode last time right in front of this guy. So we're going to go to this terminal here, and we're going to start our expedition. Now, because this is the Remnant Expedition, okay, specifically Expedition 21 Remnant, this may not always go with all expeditions, okay? When you start it, it asks what kind of technology or cargo you want to take with you. Now, in order to take this stuff with you, you have to get back to the anomaly within the expedition itself, which means getting into a ship, flying up into the sky, and being able to pull in the anomaly. So it requires two things specifically: having a starship that allows you to get out into space, and two, having the ability to pull in the anomaly. Not every expedition allows you to pull the anomaly in until after a jump or two. So keep that in mind. You may not get this technology and cargo right away. So if you're looking to, hey, I'm going to bring along a little extra ferrite with me and things like that, ain't going to work here, because we don't have a ship and we don't have any way to get out there to call in the anomaly. So you're not bringing anything on this specific expedition, but on others, you may. Okay, so keep that in mind. However, coming back from the expedition, you can take some technology upgrades with you, technology and upgrades with you, as well as some of the cargo you're going to come across. So we're going to have a little fun with that, and I'm going to show you at certain areas as we pick up stuff as we go along that it really becomes worth it to do so. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start the expedition, and it's asking if we want to accept it. We're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to get going here. Now, I'm using this expedition as a means of showing you what you can do in any expedition, and we'll talk about that a little bit as we come across certain items and certain things. So as it starts, here we go. We're going to initialize, and there it goes. Now, it's just like starting the game brand new, right? You've got a brand new character here, and go with what you've got. Now, with this expedition, I'm going to show you some pointers on this one at the same time. But I'm also going to do something. For instance, you get some upgrades for your Exocraft that you've got here. Try to avoid using those S-Class upgrades. See if you can get away with just using the A-Class and take the S-Class back home with you. Or if you use the S-Class, be prepared to uninstall them and put them in your inventory later on. But instead of taking up one spot that all three upgrades would be sitting there taking up, they're going to be taking up one slot each. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's 3 slots taken up by this. Okay, so let's go with it. I'm probably going to do it that way just to show you. Alright, so this expedition starts out this way, and when you get into an expedition, you can go over here to Expedition, and you'll see it comes in 5 phases, including a final phase. Each phase usually consists of between 7 and 8 milestones inside. This one has 7, 7, 7, 7, and 7. So this one is actually a little bit less in milestoneage. Get that? I made that up. Milestoneage than in regular, than other expeditions we've done in the past. Some of them have had 8 total. Never seen one with 9, so I'm not going to go there. Each milestone has an objective. This one says to register for the industrial waste hauling, and you get a reward with every one of them. Sometimes it's stuff that you can use within the expedition itself. Other times it may just be superfluous items that you don't really need. Yeah, big word of the day there, I know. Alright, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and do this first one, register industrial waste hauling, and it's pointing us in this direction anyway. That's the way we're facing. So we're going to go ahead and head this way and see what it's up to. It gives us over here, it tells you about expeditions and how to go about doing it. So you can read that at your at your own leisure. And I'll let you pause the screen here, pause the video to take a look at that. Okay? All right. So here we are. Big red square in the center, so it must be pointing us right here to this flashing red arrow. So let's see what it wants. So it tells you a little bit of something about what you've got. This is Loster Major. That's the name of the planet. I have no idea. I think it was supposed to be Lost Major, and someone added an R by accident. I don't know. Significant, widespread, and heavy on the industrial maps, waste, and geosphere. Okay? Then, it's the first time ever in an expedition that they've used your username. Your game tag. It's amazing. Hello, user ElanPaul. Welcome to Loster Major, waste hauling registration, field equipment available, download Gravitino coil blueprint. And this is where you get the Gravitino coil from. So we're going to get this, and you see it takes certain items to build it within our inventory, just like any other item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my phase 1, and I'm going to select the reward and take it. Okay, this will allow me to go into my multi-tool and build it. Now, ignore this I got a supercharged slot on this. That is really weird. We don't usually get that. If you get a supercharged slot, take advantage of it. Put your mining tool in there. You can put your bolt caster in there too if you really want to. Up to you. I'm going to put my bolt caster next to it so I can remind myself, and I'll just stick the Gravitino coil over here. Now, I have none of these items to build it with. We'll have to make them later. So we'll show you little tricks to that. All right. So here we are. This is our waste disposal area. It gave us some items. So you see it gave us 200 cobalt. We're going to move some things around to make things more efficient up here. We have 2 supercharged slots, one here and one here. I'm going to put my shield up here. Actually, you know, I might just put my hazard protection in there this time. There we go. We get our own refiner. We can't really charge it up yet. We don't have any carbon, but that's pretty cool. Now, for this expedition, you at some point have to make 120 ionized cobalt. Well, cobalt is when you refine it is a 2-to-1 ratio. So we'll only get 100 out of that. So obviously, you do the math, you need 240. But lo and behold, we happen to have a cave nearby. Head to the cave. We're going to do a couple things here. Now, as you go through the expedition, you will learn certain things. You will learn that there are certain ways you can do things. You can go through the milestones and go through them one at a time and try to get every single thing done in the order it's presented to you. And that can be a little bit bothersome as you go through. My suggestion is, if you're not familiar with doing these expeditions on a regular basis, watch for guides to pop up. Give it a couple days. Watch other people play it. There is a couple different players out there that put out, content creators that put out guides for this. I'm not always one of them. I will sometimes put a guide out if I watch other people's guides and be like, you know what, I know a better way to do this. Well, let me tell some people. Then you'll see a guide pop up from me. For this particular expedition, you have Zane from Zane's World, who has videos both on YouTube and Twitch, normally live streaming on Twitch, but his videos that he posts on YouTube usually have guides about 10-15 minutes long on the kind of items you're going to need in order to get this particular expedition done. Watch for them. Jason from Jason Plays usually comes out with a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, each video concentrating on a specific phase and the items you would need. Also, short videos. For myself, I'll usually give you a long playthrough like this one. Okay, so for this one, you want to look ahead sometimes and see what other things you need. For instance, you're going to get some upgrades. You have to install certain things. You got to test certain things out. But you notice it says your reward is a Colossus Geobay plan, which means we have to build that at some point, which means we're going to need some items to build it with. And same thing with our Gravitino coil that we've got on our multi-tool. It requires certain things. You notice that we went in here, it says that it needs chromatic metal. Well, there's some copper or something else on this planet, right? Well, in this case, we have emerald. Emerald turns into chromatic metal, so we'll go ahead and get some of that and make some chromatic metal out of it. Gravitino balls, well, they're all over the place. We'll pick them up everywhere. But the magnetic resonator, that's different. You notice we can make one, but it requires ionized cobalt. We need 3 of them. So that's 120. That's where the cobalt comes from. You also need magnetized ferrite. Same thing. You know what? You're going to need 240 ferrite for that. But I'll show you a trick in order to reduce that a little bit less, because you need about 60 more magnetized ferrite for another item later on. All total, 180 magnetized ferrite. Do the math, 360 ferrite. What if I told you only needed 60? I'll show you how. Okay, but to make also the geobay for the, not the geobay, The Exocraft, yeah, the Exocraft Geobay, you need 5 metal plates, so we need another 250 ferrite to make those. So 250 plus 60 gives us 310, plus we'll need another 25 to make another element that I'll show you later. So all total we need 335 ferrite. We'll show you how that gets done. Now, we happen to be in a cave. What's in a cave? We have the stalactites at the top, stalagmites down below. Scan them both because later on your expedition, you have to scan minerals, 8 of them. We just scanned 2, so we'll have to get some more later. You're also going to have to scan some creatures, scanning creatures from here. It says 2, but honestly, if you just scan all 6, you'll get what you need. It also says I've already got a waypoint. That's interesting. And you have to scan, where is it? It will show it in here someplace. All the creatures on a planet. So we have to find all 6 creatures on this planet. Okay, so remember to scan those later on. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get 40 more cobalt. So we look at the ceiling, look at the top right. We're going to do the math on this. We've got 20. We need 20 more. Let's hit the next one. Don't worry about the silver. Oh, we got a geode out of it. Let's see what it gives us. Oh, gave us just enough. All right, well, we can't put it in here yet. I am going to drop it in just so it's in here, but we still need carbon in order to get this thing started. So let's go ahead and head out. So we're going to go over here, and you can go either direction. You go over here, it has an emerald deposit right about there, and you've also got some pyrite right about there. And there's a lot of elements over there you can gather. It looks like we also have some animals up there, but we'll worry about them later. I go to this side because I have to go to this cave anyway. There are cobalt deposits on the planet, but, you know, it is what it is. You see these guys floating around in here? Try to grab one with your scanner. Scan all your animals that you can. Yep, can't see those. All right. And there's big minerals here. We're going to scan those. All right, so we've got, what, 3 minerals out of 8 scanned, right? None of these animals are going to attack you. You're safe there. Let me get up a little higher. There we go. Another animal. Oh, I think we just... There we go. That guy right there. Animal. And an animal. Alright, good. So we got 4 of the 6 animals we need. And we got the birds. There's 1 bird on this planet, so we're going to go ahead and scan that. That's 5. And there'll be 1 more, and we'll catch that one later. We're not really in a rush to grab it. You can, I always grab these 2 sodium plants as well, okay? And this one rock right here, this little rock, so that's going to be, what, 4? 5? I think that's 5. And there'll be these carbon plants, so we're going to gather those. Now, we do have to make carbon nanotubes, and you need 50 apiece for each of those. We have to make 5 all total. You'll need at least 250. At least, I say, because you also need to have some carbon later on for recharging purposes and things like that. You don't need as much as you're going to think you need later on because your Exocraft will help you out in that regard. Alright, let's get all these plants. These plants, as you can see, we've already got 200. These plants give a lot of carbon, so they're really cool. They just take a while to get through. So we're up to 270. I want to get about at least 350 if I can. We're up to 340. You know what? We'll just grab these last 2 right here. Alright, we're over 400, so that's plenty. Alright. And then we're going to scan this 1 rock right here because we're going to be using those later. Alright. Great. I'm also going to grab a little condensed carbon because we do have to make a hermetic seal later on. And it's a good idea to grab some. Can't get the biggest one yet because, well, you know, I don't have an advanced mining laser here. That's okay. We'll get some later. We need a little bit more. So we have a whole bunch of these little rocks here. I'm going to go ahead and start getting those because, again, we need a lot of ferrite dust. Let me hold off for just a second. I forgot we want to get this guy started. So I'm going to take some of my condensed carbon and put it in here. I'll get a little bit more later, and we'll get that metal going right now. Okay, so let's get these rocks going. So we're up to 36, we're up to 60. Okay, good. Let's grab this rock here. We're at 80. Again, we need a bunch. We need 335, like I said. So that's another one. 100. Okay, good. 160. Up to 180. Okay, good. Still at 200. We don't need any dihydrogen, so you can ignore that. Oh, we got a geode. Okay, good, good. Alright, that one's gone. We're up 250? Oh, wrong one. Let's get rid of that. 320. Oh, we're just shy. We need one more rock. And we're depleted. Okay, that's okay. We're going to use the rest of our condensed carbon for now, and I'll get more later. I need about 30 of that, if I'm not mistaken. And there we go. I'll grab this little rock, too, while we're here. And this one. Just because. Alright, we got an extra 40. So let's make our 5 metal plates real quick. We need those. We do need 2 more, but I'll worry about those later. Let's do our carbon nanotubes. Got 5 of those. Okay, good. Move my life support and batteries down so I can keep things separated. I know where everything is. Alright, and we can't make the hermetic seal yet. We just need 1. Now, there are some odd elements that you can scan, materials, and I'll show you them in a moment. As I head up here, you see that we've got a whole bunch of gravitino balls over here. We'll be hitting that later. But over in this general area, we have a pyrite deposit, and we do have an emerald deposit. We're going to hit the emerald next, because we do have to get that going. And you see, condensed carbon. Let's go ahead and grab some. This place has a lot of it, but the other side of the salvage location there doesn't have a lot of condensed carbon present. I've already got 100 now. Look at that. All right, we're going to pull this out, and we need 260. I'm very specific on that. You can do it as a medium setting here. You will pull a lot more emerald with the medium setting, but you will deplete this thing just about in its entirety. We're up to about 80. 100. 110. 120. 40, 50, 60. 70, 80. 90. Just about 200 now. That should be getting close to the 260 mark. Let's check. 240. Okay. 262. Perfect. And looks like we have our ionized cobalt done, so let's go ahead and drop in the emerald. Before we do, let's stop that real quick. I need 60 of it. There we go. Keep going. Alright, we'll show you why later. Alright, let's go head up to the pyrite deposit. Now this one we also need to dig out, but we only need 50 of the pyrite, okay? You do want to go in a smaller setting here because the bigger setting for some reason doesn't grab as much pyrite as I thought it would. So we've got about, what, 20 so far? 30, 40, we need 50. One more. 50 it is. Okay, that's good. This should be done. So the pyrite, we're going to drop in here, 50 of it. We need some ferrite for this, so let's grab some. We don't need all of it. Let's get that going. Doesn't take long. We only need 25. And see what it's doing. Pyrite and ferrite dust make paraffinium. We do need that for later to build something, so I'm going to grab that now. And then we need the... where is it? The emerald. We're going to put the rest of our ferrite dust in here. You notice it's a 1-to-3 ratio here, and it makes magnetized ferrite. And that's why you needed 60. And there we go. That gives us 180 magnetized ferrite. Just like that. Now we have just about everything we need to fix our multi-tool and get this thing going. We need the 3 magnetic resonators. Let me see. I don't think I have everything I need for them, do I? No, I need the magnetized ferrite for that. So I need 120 of it. We've already got it all. And there you go. So let's do 3 of these. Okay, and we need a gravitino ball to finish this. Now, we do have to fight some sentinels, but I'm going to hold off doing so until such time as we're ready for it, which will be a little later. It'll be usually while we're already gathering scrap and stuff like that. Is that the last guy? You don't need to do that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Gravitino balls. We only needed one for this, but we're counting because we need 32 all total to complete a milestone. So we're at 13. Let's look for another group of them. There they are. We're just going to run right past this guy. Not going to fight him at this time. Ah, there they are. Good. So we're at 13, right? So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. There should be another group of them somewhere nearby. There's some over there, but I want to hit this one. How many did we have again? I've already forgotten. 21. Okay. We need... Well, we actually had 22. We used one. So 22. We need 10 more. Go to this side. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and I got my jetpack. Let's go up, and we're going to head right back to our scrapyard over here. There we go. That's it. And that 20-second countdown will go down pretty quick because, well, here we are. So what do we got? So if we check down here, we'll see that we've got all 32 of them. Okay? We've also got 5 of our 8 minerals. We're doing pretty good there. Take out your Gravitino tool. I always throw 3 in real quick, and that gets our achievement there. While it's still counting down, we're going to get our rewards. This is some upgrades for ourselves. And that, our Colossus Geobay. And there we go. And they never came close to even touching us. And we can get this if you want. If you want to get the mounted flamethrower unit, my suggestion is don't. Wait. This is one of the things we're going to take back with us, including those wonderful 3 repair kits, guys. That is a really cool thing to get, but we'll be pulling them out in just a second. Now, one of the things we've got to do, we got to build this. We have everything we need. We got that paraffinium that we were talking about. 2 batteries. We got that as a reward, and we've already made the 5 plates. I build it right here on the deck right here because of a neat little thing you can do, and I'll show you this in a minute. We're going to modify like everything tells us to do. The only thing we really need to do is put the flatbed module on. You'll see I've already got the furnace module opened up by playing this in one of my regular saves. I can also change my running gear. These are the classic wheels it comes with. For my intents and purposes, or what you guys get, you will have the tracked treads, rear and front, 4 and 5. You'll have those 2 available to you. And later on, you will open up the mechanical legs in this expedition. My suggestion is go ahead and, if you've got them, use them. They're pretty stable. I'm going to try them out in this particular run just to see how things go. I've also got the super elastic. I got all the tracks in here. Before you leave here, go to your configurations, hit store, choose any name you want, and do that, and then right click to get out. And that will complete out 2 milestones at the same time. See, designed. So let's check that out. So you've got this one done, the auto mechanics, for designing the Colossus configuration. That's going to give you plans for the excavation blade, which we'll be taking that back with us. And the second thing we're going to do is we'll go ahead and get in our you see we got the utility package as well. Let's go ahead and get in here for a second, but before we do, make sure you take 3 pieces of scrap and put them in the back bed. There's 3 right here for you. 2 and 3. Good deal. Let's get in. All right, so we're done there. So while we're in here, you see we're inside the Exocraft right now. I'm just going to rearrange things. I always put my fusion engine right next to these 2. I want to see what that does for me. Now, for me, I've got a shield module, which I can take back with me. So I'm going to leave. We don't get another one, so I'm going to go ahead and stick it in here so they kind of support each other, see? And I'm also going to go ahead and do the B-class protection for that. You don't have to put the other one in. It's high temperature, and we're never going to get to a hot environment. But you can take these back with you. So there's 1, 2, 3 items you're going to be taking back with you, okay? This one everybody gets at some point or another, so I'm not going to worry about it. We don't need any more of the ionized cobalt. I'm going to delete it. All right, so we've got everything going. You see we have all of our chromatic metal that we require. Starship we don't have access to. Everything is built and ready to go over here. We are probably not going to be using our mining beam anytime soon. So I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to drop in my bolt caster instead. It gives it a little extra juice. Now, before I do anything over here, let's go ahead and get our rewards. We're going to do utility rewards. And we're going to do the streetlights rewards. Why did I do that while I was in here? It's because when we go into our inventory, you see it puts it into the Colossus while you're here. So we can put the mounted flamethrower in if we want, but I'm going to hold off on it. Now, the Exocraft modules, stick them in your supercharged slots right next to this to support it. You also get an Exocraft booster, put it in the other supercharged slot. And for these, you can just rearrange them any way you want. Okay, so that seems to be done, except that we can also build that excavation blade. So let's go ahead and put that, I don't know, let's put it over here. Metal plates, remember those 5 metal plates we made for our geobay? We don't need it anymore, but we do have the 3 extra nanotubes that we wanted to make. So we use both of those. We don't have to make that again. So it is now installed. And guess what? Another milestone completed. And that is in phase 2. Go figure. We're completing things in other phases at this point. Isn't this great? So this is the reason why you want to watch some of those videos that other people put out. So the next thing we need to do is transport, process industrial waste. Remember those 3 things you put in there? Usually you have to go to that computer over there where my X is and go ahead and talk to it and let it know that you put stuff in there. But if you land in one of these red blocks and you hit the horn twice, it'll automatically kick that in. There you go. Auto collect. Done. Now you don't have to get out. And in a moment, those things will disappear. So you just completed another milestone. Go ahead and grab it. Because you get a prepackaged radar unit. See, they just disappeared. Let's go ahead and put the radar unit in. And what's this? It's a fuel system that recharges this. So I'm going to put this in here. It recharges during the day only. It's not perfect and doesn't keep it fully recharged, but it does do a good job. All right, so everything that we can get done here is completed. So we got 5 milestones here completed, 2 more, so that's 7. 1 here, that's 8. And that should just about cover it, yes. Now notice we do have to get 16 of each item. A lot of folks will stop along the way and pick items up. I don't recommend doing that. The reason why is you will get everything you need from the 5 sites you have to visit. Stopping along the way just slows you down. So, where am I going? Let's go ahead and hit our Exocraft radar. That's our mining laser. And select scan for waste heaps, and you'll see that there's one down there. Now if we go over here, we should select it, make sure it's selected. That's odd. It's not doing it. Let me go ahead and try it again. For some reason it didn't kick in yet. There it goes. That's what it was supposed to do. Okay. So before we go, even though it said I've already scanned something, I'm going to head over here to the to this waypoint here. And a lot of people have been choosing the waypoint, but if you just choose the light, it will give you the same reward. Now, lately, mine said I already had one, which is kind of odd. Yeah, it still shows 1, and if I choose this, just to show you, I think it gave it to me. I don't know. Probably gave it to me earlier. And we go back in here, you see it still says 1. So, I don't know. We'll do it at the next one. Alright. Now, as we head out, we're going to go this way. You have your boosters that you can use, but they take a long time to recharge. Keep that in mind. Okay, oh, you remember that sodium we picked up? Take your sodium in here, drop it in here. It makes 16 sodium. You need 15 is all you really need, but we'll make the 16. And hang on to that for later. Okay, and the second thing you want to do is as you're walking along here, try to run over the hazardous plants, because that's another one. You also are supposed to get 500 items. Okay? 500 on any item, like carbon, for instance, or any of these plants will give them to you. Remember how I said these plants really give you a lot of carbon? Use them to achieve that goal. You need 500, so. And guess what? It works as fuel. Plus, this thing doesn't overheat. It does have to be recharged, but if you do this right, you'll never have to use your mining laser again. We're already over 500. I'm waiting for the achievement. It's not achieving anything for some reason. Alright, let's check to see if it gave it to us. Maybe it did. That's with the excavation blade. There it is, right there. There we go. Okay, I was waiting for that. Don't know why. So what do we get with this? We get the radar power resonator plans and 100 gold. The reason it's giving us the gold is because we have to build this, and that's the only way to get gold is if it give it to us. So we're going to do the radar right now. We need 150 chromatic, which we've already made, 2 ion batteries given to us as a reward, and 50 gold. There we go. All done. So, and look, we have 9 repair kits now. These are very valuable, by the way, guys, just so you know, okay? Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to scan the animals. Remember we said that. I don't think we got all 6. Wow, these guys are all over the place. There it is. That's number 6. There we go. So you get 1 reward, but go into your discoveries real quick and register them. That gives you a 2nd milestone completed. Wait for it. There it is. I'm going to get back in my Colossus first. And we're going to go ahead and collect the reward. We get an advanced mining laser, which we don't really need. So you can take it back with you if you want. And we get a collection of decorative bones. They have reduced it. It used to be like you got about 10 or 12 bones, and I think you only get 3 now. Yeah, there we go. But you can take these with you. So that's something to go along. You get 100 creature pellets. There's so many things that we're going to be taking back with us. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. All right, on our way, we do have to still scan some rocks. So we'll be doing some more rock scanning, and if you scan with your Exocraft, it will show you certain things. Those green barrels that you see are scrap that you can pick up along the way. We don't really need to do that. Like I said, there'll be other things to do. My suggestion is head straight for it. Now, heads up warning, if you're carrying a bunch of stuff in the back bed of your Exocraft, it's going to fall out occasionally. As long as you know that that's going to happen, try not to get too upset by it. If you go over the top of this ridge really slow, it usually works out better if you have stuff in the back bed. Alright. Also, when you're carrying things, I recommend see if you hit the scraps like that, you actually stop dead in your tracks. So, I also recommend that if you have scrap in here, try not to run over these things. These plants that I'm running over right now. Occasionally you'll hit them wrong, like I'll try to hit this one a little bit wrong. See what happened? It kind of dumped me sideways. Everything falls out. So I don't recommend doing that. So stay away from any big plants that stick up in the air. It used to be that we stopped at the dihydrogen. Okay, looks like they fixed that. Good. So that's completed. So best or quickest way to get to a point is a straight line. I don't recommend going over that. It won't work really well for you. So let's go around it. But also keep in mind, going down a little bit, coming back up is not going to delay you. Going up and coming back down will actually slow you down a little bit. So if you can go down just a little bit, that's not a problem. It's just physics. And they do take some of the physics into question. Yeah, a lot of it's questionable, to be honest with you, but they do take it into consideration when you're playing. I'm running into things purposely because that's one of the things I'm supposed to be doing. You also have to run over the animals. Oh, you remember this tree? Look at that tree. Isn't that amazing? But look what it says. Unidentified mineral. Get out and scan it. That's one of your rocks. There we go. How many we got? We got 6 minerals discovered. We need 2 more. That's actually a rock. It's not a tree. Weird, isn't it? Thanks, hello games. Oh, I just avoided a hole in the ground. Let me run over some more hazardous plants. We should get that achievement soon. I like to scan on occasion just to see what's in front of me. I do recommend that when you're walking, or, rolling along, try to keep your angle a little bit more like this, rather than like this, as we all do. Mainly because the holes that are in the ground, the caves, they just kind of pop up out of the blue, man. So that could be dangerous. We'll get our 2 rocks later that we are missing. One of them is kind of a pointed rock. We could probably get that now. But there are also 2 more rocks in a riverbed. Dry riverbeds, that is. And getting those actually works out pretty well. So if you don't see the little corner rock, the pointy rock, that comes up, and we'll show it to you if we see it. Then just go ahead and wait for the riverbed. We'll get that get there later, if I can just talk right. So a lot of folks get a little nervous about carrying the items that they need to carry back. I kind of go a different route when I'm doing these particular expeditions, and as a speedrunner, listen, okay? You don't have to go back to the scrapyard every single time. The processing plant, you don't have to go back there every single time you get a load of cargo from one of these scrap locations. You can also just go back there after 2 or 3 of them have been completed. So keep that in mind. Ooh. It's good. The Sentinels are starting to show up on their own now. That was a good sign. Try to stay away from those plants too. The cactus, because unfortunately they will dump you over on occasion as well. Alright, see, we went down just a little bit. We're coming back up. We're in good shape to hit number 1 at a good rate. Alright, now remember, we had one waypoint earlier, so I'm going to turn around here. There we go, and I'm going to stop right here. This could be a good spot to stop. And hey, I just realized I'm not a Gek for once. Holy mackerel. That's because I'm using my character. Alright, so we had one waypoint, but I'm going to hit the light instead. We check it out. Number 3, I think. There it is. See, it says 2 waypoints hit. You don't have to hit the waypoint. You can just hit the light real quick. It's a little bit quicker than doing it any other way. So what I recommend doing here, you notice that what we have here is we have 5 explosives. We got 2 big barrels and 3 smaller ones. And over here we got 2 more with 2 smaller ones. So that's, what, 9, I believe. And then in here, radioactive. We have 3 toxic and another big barrel, another big barrel of explosive, okay? There's also 2 smaller radioactive ones, and we'll show you them. Oh, there's one right there, as a matter of fact. Right there. Wow, it just blasted everything. Well, it looks like a little gas can, but it's actually a little toxic can. Try not to shoot them when you're putting them in there. Just let go of them. It's a little bit easier to deal with. And anything gets in your way, just kind of shoot it out of the way. Like the cement mixer, you can get rid of that. This has been by far a fun tool to use. You can make things disappear. And did it make it over the hill? It's out of here. Okay, that was awesome. Alright, have to have a little bit of fun. Alright, let's take everything from this site. All the items, the big special items, we're taking away. Okay. And if any of you are familiar with OSHA, I'm pretty sure they might disagree with how we are taking care of these things and handling these supplies. But hey, they're not here. Oh, need that. If I can get it to lay down, it'd be great. Alright, well, that's fine. Let's see. Toxic? Oops, I didn't grab it. Let's try grabbing it. There we go. Put that in there. Alright. More. Yep, there's a little toxic guy right there. So we got another one. So there's 2 of these little gas can style ones. You're not going to find any more anywhere that I've seen. I think there's one more somewhere, but I remember seeing it one time, but I haven't seen it since. Maybe it was at a little scrap pile someplace. Alright, now you don't have to run back and forth like this. Let me just check this pile over here. Yeah, it's got the explosive in here. We'll grab that. Like I'm doing. If you jump up and down like that, you will drop sometimes the item that you're carrying. Alright, what you can do is if you have the original cab, it's nice and flat, stand on it, and you can start pulling things out and dropping them in. I suggest getting the smaller ones first, because the big ones tend to make the small ones go flying all over the place. There we go. Then they'll settle down on their own. That is not something I need. Okay, we'll grab you. Put it down. Okay, let's grab you. Put that down. Little guy. Little guy. Big guy. Alright, I think that's everything. So if you want to, take a look around the yard real quick, make sure you got everything you're supposed to get. And looks like, yeah, looks like we're complete. Good deal. So what we should have is, I think we've got 19 pieces in here. There it is. Excellent. Now, let's go into our rewards real quick. So we've made the checkpoint. You see we get an engine upgrade, so let's go ahead and grab that. We also get 250 condensed carbon. So we got some wheels. We're going to put them right over here. We've got the engine upgrade. I'd take a look at it first and see what it is. So we've got fuel usage. That's not really going to help us much. Hopefully one of these is speed. Oh, they're both speed. Okay, good. So speed has been increased just a little bit. And we also have our advanced mining laser we can put in here. So we'll put that in. Okay, I think we've got everything we need, right? I think that's it. We got everything over here. We're okay over here. And, oh, we didn't make our hermetic seal, or did we already use that? I'll put it in here anyway. One thing we do want to do, I'm going to ask you to make 2 metal plates. I should have enough ferrite. It says I don't have enough. Let's go to our Exocraft. Yeah, we don't have enough. What do you know? We need 20 more. All right, we'll worry about that later. So this is where it wants us to go. It wants us to go back to the processing plant. What I suggest you do is go into here, go to phase 2, and select your second waste heap and go there instead. So I'm going to go ahead and scan for it. So there it is. Now, the processing plant's over there. A lot of you will say, hey, you know, you can just go straight back to the processing plant, drop things off. If you feel more comfortable doing that, do so. That's up to you completely. I've got 19 items, you can see at the bottom left, and I'm going to hang on to those for now. What I'm going to do is go up here on an angle, scan, because I don't want to run into anything like some scrap or something like that. But on the angle, you see everything kind of slides. It's taking physics into, and gravity into the equation here. Watch out for the holes in the ground, like I said. Just go on an angle here. Watch the amount that you have. You see, it's like I said, it says 19. I want to keep 19 in here. And now that we're up here, you notice that it looks like we're heading more towards it. Isn't that interesting, right? Anytime you have a dip in the ground like that, check, make sure that number still says 19. I've had stuff fall out even while I'm standing on flat ground and just walking casually. And I'll look down and I'll be like, oh, it says 18. I dropped something back there somewhere. Where in the world? So, you see our... Look at our radar here. Let me show you something real quick here. So, our plant is right there. Okay? We are heading in that direction. There's a reason for that. The more time you spend at that destination dropping things off, the longer it takes you to get this whole expedition done, to be honest with you. So, a rock that wouldn't disappear, isn't that neat? Or a tree in this case. Okay. Try to run into as many of these things as possible, but make sure you're looking on the other side of them to make sure you're not running into a hole afterwards. Okay. You see ground that looks steep? Turn. It's the reason why you have a steering wheel. The big mushroom-looking animals can get caught in your Exocraft and knock stuff out, so try to avoid them. Alright, pretty much got a clean shot now. We're going to head straight for the ridge now. I'm going to give a boost every few moments, get a little bit more speed out of this. It's not going to be very fast. We don't have the best upgrades, but it is what it is. We will get better upgrades later on. Now, I don't know how much time we've taken thus far. It says that the video is about 44 minutes old, but you see that? Look at that. Yeah. Now, I'm going to hit this guy. Hopefully he doesn't knock me over. He didn't. Okay, good. I hit him just right. Oh, finally got the Hazardous flora achievement. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and grab the... we get 32 words and an assortment of cakes. The words come back, but guys, the words will come back. I believe, anyway. I could be wrong. The cakes are interesting. You're probably looking at that and going, so what? What do I need to do with cakes? Well, let's take a look. 142,000, 24,000, 143, 57, 71, hike. Yeah, there's a lot in there, and they're worth a lot. Okay, that's got enough ferrite now. Let's make those 2 plates I was talking about. Now, you may not need these later, but I'll show you why I'm getting them from my point of view. What we're going to do is we're going to accept all of our rewards, and we'll be able to call in our ship. Now, your ship in this particular expedition is damaged, unrepairable, and you can't even try to repair it. Okay, that's what I mean by unrepairable. You won't even be able to, if you try to repair it, it'll tell you don't have the means to repair it, and it'll just exit you out. If you have a trader land near you, and you try to purchase their ship, it'll tell you you are unable to purchase their ship, regardless of how much money you have on you. See? Hole in the ground. We're still at 19, we're doing good. Now you will come across these scrap heaps on the right here, like these little guys like this, and every now and then you're gonna see something in there. You're gonna be like, "Ah, oh, that's a good thing. I can grab that. Look, it's radioactive. It's toxic. Oh, I can grab that." Don't be tempted. When you get up to the top here, just go slow. Let everything settle, and then go around down the other side. And you're gonna be going faster down the side, even if I let go of the steering, which I have right now. My hands are in the air right now, and it's still going forward, okay? So keep that in mind. It will keep going. It's using gravity. And you don't have any brakes on this sucker, so you can pull back on the stick, and it ain't going to stop. And I'm pulling back right now. You see, it's not working. All right, but we're going to keep going. All right, what kind of rewards have we gotten? Let's see. Over here. Okay, we got the title, so we'll go ahead and just grab that. That's not hurting us any. I like to grab these things on the downhill slopes because it keeps running after I'm, installing stuff. These legs are pretty cool. Ah, we got a road here. This is what this is called. I suggest taking it for a little while. It's not going to last long. This is a short-lived road, or what we call a riverbed. Ah, riverbed. You know what that means. Scan that round rock. Scan the pointy rock. Those are your last two minerals. There you go. Done. And the pointy rock will point out to you. Oh, it's right. Actually, it's right there. That pointy rock right there is your last element if you wanted to grab that too. That's number 9. So, but there you go. There is one more rock that I have seen. It's kind of a rarer one, but I ran across it by accident. If you take your foot off the gas as you go over those bumps like that, they'll stop. But I have run across that rock one time, but I haven't seen it since, and I don't know where I saw it. But it is what it is. Okay. But the dry riverbeds are about the best paths to take. They're also easy to see the caves if they pop up. Okay, see, the dry riverbed is over. So, we're on regular ground again. It looks like there's a dry riverbed in front of us, so I'm going to head towards it. Maybe this was a dry lake. Whoop, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Smashed 500 obstacles. Could have went right down that hole. I've done that before and kept everything in the back bed, but I suggest going around it. Okay. Fortunately, we were on mostly level ground. This thing doesn't stop worth a crap, so just to let you know. Alright. But see, it's kind of high up in the air, so it's up to you how far you want to go down. This dry riverbed heads to the right and really goes away from where you need to be going. So we're going to start heading to the left here in a moment. Matter of fact, I think now is a good time as any. Watch out for the plants. Even those plants will knock you over. Boost. 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 Down we go. "50 minutes in, guys. 50 minutes in, and this is how well we're doing." So there's another scrap heap that we just passed. A little teeny mini scraps, if you will. I guess we'll call them. We've also got that other achievement, lay waste. So we got our 500 units that we picked up with our excavator on the front of it. We get a prepackaged nutrient ingester with ice cream. Hang on to it. Don't install it. You don't need it here. But you can take it back with you. Great way to get the nutrient ingester way before you could probably be using it. But Then you can figure out what it's useful for. I guess we should explain that. Nutrient ingester, you put different types of foods in it, or items, if you will. Like I can put carbon, I can put ferrite in there, I can put anything I want in it. And depending upon the item you put in there, it may have a feature that allows you to do something. For instance, it'll give you extra cold protection. It'll give you extra mining ability when you're using your mining laser. Any number of things. It is almost without end how many things you can use it for. Remember, see how I'm going slow over the tops of these ridges like this? That way I can let everything settle. Up to you. But yeah, the nutrient ingester is very handy, and this way you can take it back with you. Alright, looks like we found another riverbed. We'll take this for a little ways. Actually, I think we're going to take it most of the way, because as you get down to the bottom over there, it actually starts coming back up again, and then we can head up to the second scrap heap. And you see, we got all 19 stuff. 19 things still. And we're going at a pretty good clip. This the C-classes on a flat surface do about 40. On a slope like this, you'll hit about 50, a little over 50. And the boost, you can hit the 70s with it. Sometimes 80. Oh, I can hit 100 now. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. And as we get better upgrades, we'll put them in here and we'll use them. Alright, let's see. Looks like we're doing okay. Yeah, you might have that happen on occasion. The pirates could attack you here, but there are other ships up there too, besides the pirates. And usually if they attack you for a few moments and start shooting at you, the other ships will arrive and chase them all away. Alright, see, we're on a nice flat surface here, nothing around. Let's head up to our trash heap up there. We're pretty close. If you kind of get aimed at it, see, we're a minute and a half away, and at the top of the screen less than 1,000 units away. So it's literally at the top of this rise. Watch out for the holes in the ground. These kind of pop up without you noticing them, and you could just drop right in and dump all your cargo. I can't believe we're still maintaining everything. I haven't dropped anything yet. I'm really impressed by that. Thing is, by the time we get done with this area up here, we should have about, I want to say 29 items in our bed. Yeah, I think that's what I have written down. It's 29 or 30. Maybe more, I don't know, maybe it's going to be closer to 31. Need a little bit of a boost to get up there. Try not to burn it all out. Let it charge slower. Alright, there we go. Good. We're almost there. Now, 20 items in the back bed is usually about right for what this thing can handle easily, and you shouldn't have any problem, like I haven't so far, with carrying it all up here. I do suggest heading to the right a little bit, by the way, because, and I'll show you here in a moment, to the left is cave. Oh, we dropped two things. Where did they fall? See? See what I mean? Where'd they go? There's one. Where's the other? There it is, right there. Can't quite get it at 100 units. Let's go a little closer. Oh, we can get it here. 70, 75. There we go. 75 units away is about what you can pull it back in at. And I was just talking about how easy it was to, you know, carry 20 items. Go figure, right? Okay, it's in. And then where's the other one at? It didn't go as far. Right there. It was a little flatter to the ground, so I'm going to have to... There it is. There we go. Alright. And that's what you do. And it happens. As long as you know it's going to happen, just... easy does it, okay? So I did see that Sentinel, but I'm not going to touch him just yet, because it's time to do that. Alright, this is a good spot to stop at. Let's go over here. Hit the light. And that should get us our third location. Let's double check. Yep, 3 waypoints now. Alright, and again, we're going to do the same thing. We need to gather as many of the things as we need. So, there should be a good amount of the toxic ones here. So that's 1, 2, whoops, a little bit higher. There we go. 3, that's 2, pardon me. There's nothing small over here we need. I'm going to go ahead and shoot that out of here. There's another barrel. There's 3. 4. Ow. And I flew right in the face there. There's an explosive. Now remember, I think we have, let me check here. We have 12 explosives in there already. We need only 4 more. So if you can get the small ones, that's 1. Another small one right there. 2. As they take up less room, obviously. But careful, because you can lose them pretty quick. And you see, 3, 4, 5. Let's grab those. We only need 4, but we'll grab all 5, so we have an extra. And I've decided to do that even on my speed runs. 3, 4. So now we have all the explosive ones we need. 5. Let me stand over here, because we have a couple other items to grab. This guy, he's really big. There we go. 1. Let's get rid of you. Little guy in there. No, not you. That guy, right there. Alright, anything else? I think that's all we need, so we don't need any more explosive ones. So we got 5 now. See, we got an explosive there. We don't need it. Don't need any of those. Don't need that explosive. Yeah, we got everything we need. So let me see if I've got my numbers right. 30. We have 30 items. Okay. Because we grabbed an extra explosive. So we have a total of 29 items that we need. 30 all total is what we have. Alright. Let's head back, shall we? Now, before we head back, let's get our checkpoint 2 reward. Because we get an upgrade. These 3 boosters. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. We're going to get rid of these. We don't need them. Any of these speed. We've got 4. We'll get an 8 usage and a 10 usage. Let's go ahead and put the 10 usage over there. Put the 8 there. We'll open those up a little bit. There's our nutrient ingester and the ice cream. If you put the ice cream into this, it will give you more hazard protection. More so than you can get it from ingesting the ice cream by itself. So keep that in mind. Alright, we're on our way. So, we're going to head back by the best means possible. Now, what I suggest doing is go back the way we came, okay? Careful on the hill. Got 30 items, and we're kind of overstacked a little bit. There we go. And just keep an eye on the numbers in the bottom left. Just keep glancing over at it every now and then. We're still at 30. That's how I found out we lost 2 items, so... Barrel fell over in there, but it's still in there. That's the important part. We're coming up on a hole here, like a cave area, but it has a nice smooth spot right here that we can go through. Alright, good deal. Smoke drives me nuts. Because I can't see anything. Well, I can see, but it's kind of bad. And I wish it was daytime that we're doing this, but it is what it is. Alright, got a hole coming up on our right. Go around it. One on the left there. Kind of snake our way through. And we're almost back to the dry riverbed is what we're heading towards. Alright, looks like the fog is slowly dissipating that was there. Yep, got a split between these two as well. Okay. Straight ahead. Alright, straight on, no morning, I guess. Okay, rock. Blam, blam. Whoop. Go around that guy before he knocks everything out. And here's our dry riverbed. Hey, we got a sentinel there. Let's go ahead and take care of the sentinel. So the sentinel, we have 2 things we got to do. We have to kill 8 of them, but we also have to what's the word I'm looking for? Play with them 32 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. We'll bring a buddy in. 9. And it keeps going up a little higher. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 for good measure. Well, let's check. There it is. Reorientation program. We also have to kill 8 of them. So let's switch over to our... There we go. Guns. Take out 2 of them. So we're up 2. And if we wait just a moment, we're going to get the rest of them going to show up over here. So let's just wait. Looks like our life support's getting low. Let's go ahead and put one of those in. And let's get the rest of them. That's 1. That's 3, actually. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 1 more. Let's get this guy. 8. Okay, we got 8. Let's get back in. There we go. And start heading out. And if you want to double check, there it is. Drone disposal is complete. So that's done too. So I'm going to go ahead and take it because I get ion batteries and life support gels out of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it now. And if you take this one, you get a multi-tool inventory slot upgrade and powerful pulse spitter upgrades, okay? When you take it, it's going to move over to your multi-tool. My suggestion is do this. Hit the escape key or right-click. Right-click to get back out of there, and you'll hang on to the 5 upgrades, and you can take them with you. That's the best thing to do there. And anything else we can get, there's our pulse spitter. So you also now have a new gun that you're taking back home with you. Isn't that great? So like I said, always a very good thing to do when you're a brand new player. You can get some nice items that you wouldn't normally get in any other way. You might get it later on in the storyline mode, but now you get them in advance. Look at that. They're all gone. All done. And how long are we into this? We're about an hour in right now. Maybe an hour in. I think we talked for a little bit before we started. But we're just on our way back. And how far out are we? 4 minutes out. Good deal. So we'll get this done in a pretty good time. Probably a little over an hour and a half is how long this whole expedition will take. And then you're in good shape. You'll be able to take a whole bunch of this stuff back with you. We'll show you how to do that. And you get all the rewards with it and everything like that. You never have to do it again if you don't feel like it, okay? Even though it's going for 6 weeks, you never have to do this again. Oh, I'm at 29. I lost something. I just realized that. How far back did I lose it? That's the key. Oh boy, it must be way back there. And it might be something I really, really need. Alright. Well, I guess we'll find out. And this will be a good lesson for us, okay? I should have been paying closer attention. Probably lost a radioactive one, possibly an explosive. The little skinny explosives tend to drop out. If it was one of the explosives, that's okay. We had an extra one anyway. But if it was a radioactive one, well, we're probably going to have to pick one up somewhere else. Let me see. Because you get a total of 18 throughout the whole run. So we will just make sure we pick one up at one of the other locations later on. The other 3 scrap heaps. Alright, 29. What do we need? We have no rewards that we're getting right now. We see we just have to make it back there. And number 2 is the same thing. We just got to make it back. Okay, good. Let's keep going. And again, stick to the riverbeds. The riverbeds tend to be the best. You can see the caves come up. You can see the yellow glow of the marrow bulbs as you come across them, so you know you're close to one of them. Split them. I've been on a couple of roads, you'll see them later, another couple of riverbeds that have them going nearly all the way across, and you have to get a little inventive with how you get past those caves. Now this river will turn to the right as you see, and at some point you have to leave the riverbed. Fortunately, the ground leading up to the rest of your journey up there is actually pretty good. So you don't have to worry about too many problems. Now, as long as you put, see, you have to hit all the heaps in order. That's another question that some people have asked. Can I just go, if I know where number 3 is and I've hit number 1, can I just go ahead and hit number 3 instead? You have to hit them in order. This particular expedition is very, very precise and stringent, fiercely loyal to the fact that you have to hit them in the order that they've been given to you. So do it in that order. As you can see, we're now off the riverbed. We're going to keep a close eye on our cargo now because things get a little bumpier now. Especially these big rises that pop up all of a sudden. And sometimes when you hit that gas pedal like that thruster or booster, if you will, it may knock some stuff out, so keep an eye open for that. Try not to run into the scrap heaps. You'd think the low-lying branches would knock stuff out, but they don't, fortunately. And we're almost back. How far? It's not really going to say, I guess. Sometimes it doesn't work. That tells you we're close, though. There we go. Okay, up, up, up. Up, 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 up. It should be right here. We're at the last rise. As long as we don't lose any cargo, we should be in good shape. There we are. Alright, we're back. Now what I normally do, a lot of people will just pull up in different ways. I usually go over here, and then I nose in right here. Do not hit the terminal, or honk your horn. Go around the back side of your unit here and hit the dump materials, and it'll drop everything out for you. And I don't want to shoot anything. Let me make sure I've got my gravitino coil. Make sure you put the right things in the right bins. Explosives of red, they go in the red bins. The green ones go in the green bin with the same thing on there. You'll get used to shooting these things, and you'll get it in just about every time like that. Crap. I don't know what just happened. I lost something. We're going to find out in a minute how much we lost. Something must have been... And I put something in the incorrect bin? How did I do that? Wow, it looks like we lost a lot of stuff here, guys. We're going to have to make up for it. I've never had anything blow up like that. Alright. Yeah, we lost a lot. Because I normally get all of my explosives done. And I have come nowhere close to it. Alright. Let's find out. If we go to the last phase, we'll find out. See, I've only got 4 explosives. I literally lost 12 explosives, 13 in that particular run. So I lost a lot of stuff. So we're going to have to make it up along the way. Some of the sites, let me check here. Some of the sites have explosives, so I should be able to pick up 12 more between Rendezvous 3 and 4, so at least that's something. Radioactive, we need 13. Let me see. Radioactive, 7, 11, 12, 13. Just barely. So we'll make the radioactive. We'll try to see if we can't grab an extra one on the way. Toxicity, we need 12 more, and we're going to get 9. So we're going to have to find 3 more toxic barrels along the way in order to make our numbers. So... okay, let's see what rewards we've got now. Let's see, phase 1, so we got this one, getting assorted glitches. Let's wait until we're inside our ride. So that's the first time I've ever had that happen, that they all exploded. My guess is that when the bed dumped, they were bouncing against each other at the bottom and then suddenly had detonated. So that's probably what happened here. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and get going here. We're going to go ahead and get our glitches. So the glitches you can find them on planets and stuff like that, but the likelihood of you getting all of them really early is pretty slim. So you'll see what we got. We got the light fissures, the calca shrooms, and hexplate bushes as well. And here's our upgrades for our, we got the pulse spitter, we got the impact igniter, and we got 3 upgrades, A-class upgrades for our pulse spitter. Really cool. This is worth a little bit of money. It's up to you if you want to hang on to them or not. You also got, look at this, wiring looms from uninstalling those other items that we had. There's our nutrient jester, a whole bunch of geodes for ferrite. Boy, that's going to be great to bring back with us, isn't it? All right, good deal. And let's get our other reward. So this one's done. We also get our phase 1 complete, so we get our poster plans, gravitino coil poster plan, we got the other poster plan, and the toot toot jester. Okay, we're going to go ahead and grab those. So phase 1 is now complete. Phase 2, we're going to go ahead and grab this. This is the Cyclops scope plans. Okay, we need 2 microprocessors for that. Remember, we did make the 2 extra carbon nanotubes, so we can do our 2 processors now. There we go. And go back to the Exocraft, and we're just going to put it in right here. There we go, hermetic seal. And there we are. That's done. And there's our 5 upgrades too. Isn't that great? We're getting some cool stuff here. This is actually very much worth it. Let's get the camouflage finish customization for our Exocraft. And phase 3, we've got our optics installed. Okay, powerful scanning system upgrade, and 3 more repair kits. So here it is. They're A-class, but they're still pretty good, and you can put them in your multi-tool. I'm going to leave them as is, so I can carry them with me. Because you can only take like 8 or 10 upgrades back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one's 6. Plus anything we want to take back from up here. Maybe 7, 8. This would be great. 9. I don't really think I need these, so I might hang on to the S-Class because that'll be 10, and I won't install them. Maybe that's what we'll do. That way we have them. Yeah, then we got to decide which ones we're keeping, which ones we're not. I guess I don't know, I'd love to bring the nutrient ingester back. The flamethrower is always pretty cool. I don't think we really need the scanners. Maybe I'll hold off on them, and we'll just take the pulse spitter modules back. That'll be pretty good. The decisions we have to make. Yes, I know. Okay, anything else we can take back? All right, so 1 and 2 are complete. 3 is on our way. Let's head out, do a quick scan, see where our heap is, and it's down that way. We're going to head sort of in a straight path, but now I'm kind of got a problem. I've got to come up with some toxic that I'm going to pick up. I think it is toxic. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we needed how many? Yeah, we need 3 more. So I've got to find 3 toxic waste along the way. And I know of at least 1 that we can pick up along the way. But we got to head upwards. So let's go ahead and head up. I know of at least 1. There is a second one. Yeah, I know where there's a second one as well. I just need to figure out where there might be a third one. So that's sad. Yeah, I've run it that many times. Don't judge me. So those little scrap heaps like that one over there, we basically, as you go past them, you want to look at them. And you'll know it has something special as you go past if you see a green barrel like that one does. There's our third one that I was looking for. So we have a third barrel. The problem is now we got to carry it with us throughout the whole trip and hope that it stays there. These don't have anything. You see a tire, usually it means it doesn't have anything there. And that's a plant. Okay, we're all done here. Good. I know where the other 2 are, so let's just hope this guy stays put inside. Again, watch out for some bad spots in the ground, any caves that open up. Now, for this particular run right here, what we're going to do is we're going to head up to the very, very top, to this ridge. Instead of going over it, walk along it. The ridge tends to be sort of a stable surface for the most part. You're going to bounce around between them. See, I just ran over the gravitino balls and they caused me problems. There's a lot of gravitino balls up here for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, get up to the peak, down the other side, and we get a good, run going here. And you can do some scanning as you go. You can see there's a couple barrels to either side, which indicate 2 more scraps along the way. We're not going to hit those. We are going to hit something along the way. We should get a chime anytime. Listen for it. No? Unless we already had it and I missed it. No, it's a little further up here. It should be happening anytime now. Listen for it. That there. That chime. and the music that goes with it indicates that we're near something that may be a building or something like that. This little opening that's coming up over here happens to have, not this is a road, or a dry riverbed. I call it a road because we always use it as a road. It is a little campground. Stop, hit the light, jump back in. And we should have 4 now, right? 4 we do. Okay, I'm gonna go to the right of the cave here and go back up to the ridge with our 1 item in possession. And we need a lot of explosives too. Remember I said that. We do pick up a lot. I mean, there's 14 more that we're gonna get. I think that's just enough, right? Gives us 18 all total. But I'd rather pick up one of the explosives up here because 2 of them are these huge cases that you have to carry. And that's a pain in the neck. Yeah, a little bit of a problem there. This is a little, what they call an ancient plaque over on the left there. Why they call it a plaque, I don't know, but there you are. Okay, looks like we got some scrap to the left and right. We're not looking at those though. There's one up down here that we're going to be aiming for. Oh, cave, so let's go around the other side. Oh. Okay, do another scan. We're looking for a scrap heap that is really close to the top here. There's one there, but I don't think that's the one I'm looking for. That has an explosive in it. And that's it. Yes, that'd be great. We can grab that, but I'm going to go to the next one. Should be coming up. Sometimes when you scan from here, unless you get out of your Exocraft and get back in, sometimes the scanner doesn't work. Should be right here. Not here. It's coming up very, very soon. Okay, yeah, there's the dry riverbed, so it's coming up over here. Right there. Right there. There it is. Okay, let's stop here. This has one of each. So this has one of the explosives. I'm going to grab it anyway. It has one of the toxic. So that's the second toxic we needed. And we do have one of the radioactive. Alright, good deal. So that should cover one of each of those. Alright. So that gives us a toxic, 2 toxics. We're up to, we need 10 more. And how many are we going to be picking up? We're going to pick up 9, so we have one on the way that we'll be picking up. That gives us a radioactive in here, so that gets us up to 14. We need 12 more. The radioactive, we're going to get 13 more at the different scrap heaps. Okay, so we'll be 1 up on those. And we have our 1 explosive, but we're going to have more than enough of those. All right, let's go. So remember the dry riverbed I was talking about? So we have 4 items on board. Keep that in mind. And I need you all to remember that for me. There's that dry road. See? Look at that. 4 minutes away with 4 items. And we should be okay. We're just carrying 4 items. We just want to watch out for the caves that pop up. And because I want the S-Class upgrades for my Colossus, I am not going to install them. I would have installed them had there been less things I was taking back, but this way they're all grouped together as 1 item with a quantity of 3, and we'll just take them back with us. What I usually do is I get past this second hill here and the cave. And just as things transition down there, that's pretty neat seeing. Ships fly over, that's pretty cool. As we transition to that plain area over there, before it picks up the road again, we'll head off track. Yep, right about here. This is a good spot. And then we head straight. Because otherwise the dry riverbed kind of keeps going up towards the left edge of the screen there. And that's about as far as it ever goes. So it stops right there anyway. So rather than taking it to the end and making a immediate right, we're just going to head straight for it because it's just a little quicker this way. But that kind of sucks having everything blow up like that, but you know, you can hear it in my voice that I'm not really upset about it. It's a shrug. Oh well, I'll pick things up along the way. You have to learn when you're playing these expeditions, you got to learn to pivot, and a lot of folks don't do that. It's one of the main reasons why when we're doing speed runs of these, that's one of the things that can help you to excel at a speed run, is learning to pivot. Learn where you can pick up other items and do other things that weren't there before. Okay, that chime indicates we're near something. Over to the right, there should be a building. I believe it is a... yeah, it's just a shelter area. But you know what? That could be number 5 for us. So let's go ahead and just do it real quick. You know what? I'm going to skip it. And I'll tell you why. Because getting out one more time, it's just one more time that you're delaying yourself. It's another 10-20 seconds that you're spending doing stuff that you can just do at the actual locations. And you know what? We're going to drop some stuff along the way, and we're going to be spending a lot of time picking those things up for Pete's sake. So, let's get to a smoother spot over here. There we go. Up we go. I think I have Discord open, so I apologize for those chimes, those updates. Okay, we've got a nice little spot right here we can pull into. Back it up just a little bit. There we go. And let's go ahead and hit our checkpoint real quick, our waypoint over here, and hit the light. Okay, that's number 5. And here we go. Alright, so we got to collect everything here. We don't have a choice. So let's go ahead and start picking stuff up. Alright, 5. There's our radioactive. Next radioactive, these are the small ones. There's the big guy. Let's put him down over there. Okay, maybe what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and turn off that so you guys don't have to listen to it. There we go. That's the tire. I don't need it. Using legs. Toxic. Another toxic. That's a piece that we don't need. And there should be something else in this pile too. I think it's explosive. There it is. Okay, anything else? You know what? I'm going to take the long way and take a look around real quick here. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. We've got all the specialized. So we got a full truckload here. Let's get in. Let's check. 15 items on board. Okay, good deal. That's very nice. Let's go ahead and start walking. Now, let's do a quick scan. Before we get out of here, we're going to go into Phase B. We're going to go ahead and select the upgrades. We're not going to put them in just yet. And I'll show you why. We're going to go to number 4 and choose checkpoint 4 like we did last time. We're going to scan for it. Guess what? It's right there. Literally a minute and a half away and less than 1,000 units. Let's just go. While we're on our way, though, do a quick scan, and guess what? That extra toxic barrel we needed? There it is. So that's the missing extra toxic barrel. We can't really afford to lose anything, so we got to keep an eye on the 16 items we've got. And if you're wondering why I'm heading towards the right, what I suggest doing... Whoop, everything bounced around back there, huh? Okay, come on, come on. A little smoother, buddy. See the green cactus there? Head to the right of it. Just to the right of it, just this direction over here. There's nothing there really you have to worry about. There's like, you know, nothing's going to get in our way, but it is the smoothest route up to number 4. See? Look at that. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Still have 16 items, good. By the time we're done, we're going to have a ton of things in the back bed. It's going to make it very difficult to make it all the way back in one piece, because we're also going to be hitting number 5 right after this. I know, it's crazy. But it can be done, and it will be done. And there we go. We're back. And I'm going to go right over here. Stop. Okay, good. The waypoint's over here. Hit the light. And we got our 6 waypoints. Alright, good deal. We have to, again, pick up everything if we want to make it. And this is the reason why. See this guy right here? These things are huge. I'm going to put them over here, and I'm going to do a count later and make sure that we got everything, because I really don't want to have to take these with. They are so big. They're going to take up most of the room. Alright. Let's get our radioactive units in. Okay, 3 of those. I just want to get some stuff out of the way so I can see what we're doing here. There's nothing else here, right? Okay, good. Okay, toxic. See, the problem is I'm literally walking over the trash that's in the way. So we're going to have to do something about that. Again, I like doing this. Plus, one of the things you have to have is 64 pushes with one of these. You will get it pretty easily, but no harm getting it early. Okay. A lot of radioactive materials at this one. Alright, what do we got? There it is. Got it. Alright. Oh, there was another explosive one hidden in there. Yeah, let's by all means, let's just keep stacking it up. Another toxic. Let's see what it looks like in here. That'll be a good spot for you. Boy, this thing's getting kind of jammed up, isn't it? Alright, what do we got? We got 2 more explosive. Three more explosive. I got the decent sized barreled ones. That's the problem. Keep stepping on stuff. It's in there. Last one, I believe, and then we'll take another look at the pile just in case you see this is getting kind of crazy. Alright, let's take a look. Alright. Yeah, it looks like we got everything. Nothing left. This is going to be one heck of a load. And you notice that our truck, our unit moved here. Sometimes when you put stuff in, that happens. 29 items we have inside this thing. And they're just precariously on top of each other. Alright, hold up for just a second. Let's go ahead and get our checkpoint 4 reward, which is our A-class upgrades, and we're going to put them in. Oh, these are our S-class. So we're going to hold off on the S-class. I'm going to put the A-class that I was talking about earlier not putting in, because I forgot that we weren't going to do the S-class ones. Let's uninstall these. These are going to give us some more wiring looms. We're looking for speed, 9, 9, 9, and 11. So I'm going to put you in here. That'll give us a good boost and should get us the rest of the way. Let's go ahead and recharge while we're here. Something we're taking back with us. Okay, and before we leave, we have another one. What do we get? Oh, we charted the waypoints. This gives us rocket boots, which I'm really not interested in, and significant movement system upgrades, which we really could use on our character in our new save. So this, we're going to have to come to some decisions on what we're taking with us. Alright, let's choose number 5. And at 5, we've got some more explosives to pick up. So we've gotten 12 between the 2 heaps. Let me see here. Which gets us up to 16, and we picked up an extra on the way. So we don't have to pick up any explosives at the next spot. We do have to pick up the 5 toxic that are there, and the 2 radioactive. So 5 toxic, 2 radioactive are the last ones we got to pick up. And I think... Let me think here. How many toxics did we pick up? We picked up 3. 3 extras that were along the route. So we should have everything we need. So 5 and 2. So I got to add 7 more items to this monstrosity I have in the back bed here. So that's going to be 36 items that we're going to be carrying back to the processing plant. Oh, I forgot. Did we choose it yet? Yes, we did. Let's go ahead and scan. And we're on our way. So it's right there. You see that big rock in the way, the big huge one? We're going to go to the right of that. My suggestion is head straight for it. Watch the 29 items, because this is going to get bumpy, folks. With an A-class upgrade, it's going to be tough. Head kind of straight for it. Ignore the gold here and the uranium. You want to do this very carefully. Okay, good deal. Go through the trees. Get close to the rock. Can't quite see anything, I know. I can't see anything either, trust me. Just go right along the edge of it. Now, once you get past it, go through here, start heading this direction. Try to keep to any ground that isn't dark gray if you can manage. The dark gray areas are very, very bouncy. They're very hard to get past. You think these areas are bad, wait till you get to one of those. They're even worse. See, I just lost something. A couple somethings. And this is on regular ground. Okay. Fortunately, they're all right here. Wow, okay. 2, 3, and 4. We don't want to lose anything if we can manage it. Okay, let's see, is that still 31? 30, pardon me, 29. Alright, so we want to head over there, avoid the plant, because it will dump us. We have a dry riverbed here. Cross through, we're not going to take it anywhere, it goes in the wrong direction for us. See how smooth those things are, though? We will be hitting a dry riverbed on the way back to the processing plant, though, so that's the good news. Oh, crap. Everything stayed on board? I don't even know what I hit. I probably hit a plant that I couldn't see on the other side of a rock. You'll be seeing me do that quite a bit. Changing direction to try to keep to some kind of smoother ground if I can manage it. But see, we've got it just there on our left. Now, the reason why I'm heading over here on an angle, there is a weird anomaly in the landscape that is a very high ridge. Gets worse if we go back the other way. But over here, it's not as bad. It might have been the ridge right there. That might have been the edge of the ridge right there. And it gets huge going back the other way, and you can't cut through it. You can make a bridge to it, and then there's still a gap, so it's a very odd graphic glitch that occurs there. So I head the other direction. I head to the right, and it seems to be better. Okay. Right here. Careful, this is crazy territory. We already lost something. Just trying to get through here. Alright, let's get up on top of over here. Ugh, that's a terrible, terrible spot. And I'm in a bad spot to begin with. Let's see if I can turn this. There we go. Go down a smoother section there. Let me pick this up. Okay. Should be back to 29, right? Good. There we go. Okay, good. That worked out. Bad ridges. Oh, did I lose something else? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And usually if you lose one thing, you're gonna lose a bunch. Get used to it, like I said. This is gonna keep happening. I think we lost 4 items all total. Gotta go find one. Should be right there. Right there. And it's not neither one of those two, right? Yeah, okay. So it rolled around this side, came to a rest here. That's alright. Okay, everything's piled up pretty precariously. Just trying not to hit the dump. Man, that's always a pain in the neck. Alright, down we go. See, here's that ridge right here. And we're going downhill, so it's just going on its own. I'm not even hitting the gas pedal, if you will. Alright, there we go. The accelerator. So we don't know if it really... But this thing runs on carbon. It doesn't really run on gas, right? So... Alright, looks pretty good. Take a little smoother section over here, go with it. Alright, there we go. Still 29. So now we're coming up to the gray area, right? So I'm going to go in a slightly different direction. I think I'm going to try to head direct towards it this time. Watch out for the hole. Trying to avoid hitting gray areas, so... Whoa, 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 easy, easy. Okay. Up we go. And we're almost there. It literally is like, yeah, it says 3 minutes away, but well, we have quite the hill to climb here, and we're just going to keep going as best we can. I think I did choose the right area this time. This is good. Okay, here's the tough part. Puffs. Use puffs. Don't just floor it. It will take you forever to get up this, but it's easier just to do the quick puffs with this. With the pulse drive, or with the pulse drive, with the boosters, so that way you're not burning it out, number one, and number two, you just keep going at a steady pace and you don't end up getting into a hole like that one over there. Okay, easy, easy. That is a mutable force, that tree-like object that's actually a rock. I can't see a blessed thing. Good. Alright, we're good. And that's usually the chime to indicate that we're getting closer, but that might just be another place. Alright. Just holding still for a moment to let everything settle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good luck with that, pal. Oh, lost something. Hopefully only one something. Yeah, I think it is. Let's go around the other side. And put it over here. I don't know what just happened, but everything just went crazy. And I lost a whole bunch of stuff. It's like right in front of me. Why can't I hit it? There we go. Sometimes when you put an object in here and it needs to settle and something's in the way, it pushes the whole unit. It pushes the whole thing in that direction. So let me just make sure none of these are something I need. Okay, good. I think we got everything. Almost got in. 29. Alright, we're alright. Hey, another building. Okay, we're still at 29 and everything just settled in. Okay, good. And you're probably wondering to yourself, crap, he's carrying 29 items. What happens when he gets up to 36? We shall see. It just makes it more difficult. That's all. It's just another challenge. I want to see how fast I could go along there. Okay, so now we're coming up to Gray Rock. We don't have much of a choice in the matter. We're going to have to cross this whether we like it or not. but I'm going to try to get off of it as quickly as I can. There we go. Alright, this is not the best terrain. You can see that it's very much not smooth. Still at 29. And we have one more gray rock area that we have to cross over to get to where we're going. Alright, let's see how well we do. Let's head towards the trees. And I lost an explosive. And there's another one right there. Isn't that interesting? And one of the toxics we lost. There we go. Nah, not gonna grab it. The days here on this planet, the days and nights, are long enough, or the nights are short enough, that usually you can get away with not having to worry about freezing to death. So, there we go. Okay. We are here. Alright, so, here is what we were doing here. So, we should have enough explosives, right? We did pick up an extra one, which is the reason why we have 29. So, we shouldn't have to pick up any of those. We do have to pick up the 5 toxic. And we do have to pick up the 2 radioactive. So those are the 7 items we need to pick up. And somehow figure out how to get them all in here. How many toxic? 5? This ought to be fun. Let's go up top. 1. Main reason being is because we have this one. 2. I got in just in time, so it was a good idea that I got in when I did. Okay. So that was 2 items. I think I'll do that again. I'm going to stay up here. Okay. 3. Got 2 more radioactives, right? There's 1. And of course there'll be a second one that's this big. There's my other radioactives. There's 1. And 2 toxic. Alright. So we got the 2 toxics, and we just need the 1 more radioactive. What I'd like to do is be able to pick up a different radioactive on the way. I'll lay down. That's what I want you to do. Good? Okay. Let's get these pieces of metal out of the way, because it's going to cause me problems when we try to leave. But we should be up to 36 items. Let's see. 36 it is. Alright. They are currently staying in there. Now, if we can get some... Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Okay, it was taking off on its own. That was not my device. We definitely have too much stuff in here, but that's okay. So when we head out of here, we're going to head back to our... Hold on a second, I got to find it. There. Trying to get all the land out of the way. There we go. That's the place that we want to head to. Okay, it says 28 minutes, but that's on foot. To get back there, though, we need to head to the top of the ridge here. So let's head up. Just lost something already. That was quick. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Gotta get to the top of the ridge. And it's going to be kind of a slow go. And we dropped another one. That one I need to pick up the other way. We lost... Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can do this. It's really packed up high, so I get a feeling we're going to keep dropping stuff on the way. And we're not even hitting very big bumps on the way. It's just, it's such an unstable grouping of products. I gotta get up this hill. Hopefully with no more weird mishaps. Easy, guys, don't fly into me. Alright. Made it to the ridge. Now we're gonna cross over gently. Let everything resettle. Good. And we gotta head down on an angle towards those mountains. Watching out for more bridges. Already lost something. Where are you going? Stop that. Where'd it go? There we go. Put it over here. There we go. See, we got kind of these ridges that go down like this. So we're going to have to follow them a little bit or else we're going to lose everything. Okay, turn to the left. Ease over this one. Alright. Boy, oh boy, this is annoying. Yeah, this terrain is not great, but trust me, this will work out for the best in a little bit. Really? Got nothing else better to do with your time, pal? Lost that again. And those. And that. If I didn't have to pilot so high. Don't you dare start with me. Okay. Okay. And one more item. There it is. Feel like I should be going this way. Are you kidding me? Come on. Everything's falling out again. I don't know what else to do about this. This is getting ridiculous. I should be able to carry upwards of easily 40 or 50 items. I'm still at 35, so I've still lost something else. There it is, I see it. Like this thing, I feel like I just put you in here. I'm trying to get in. There we go. Some other stuff wants to fall out. I just need to make it to the river. Ah, for crying out loud. Alright, I'm leaving it behind. We'll pick up something like it later. There should be a small radioactive piece that I can grab at some other point in time. Maybe I've got it, I don't know. Come on, up, up, up. 35 items, that's what we're going to be taking back with us. Investigate all you want. Can we get over this? Nope, we can't. Wow, okay, that didn't work out the way I wanted it. But These things get damaged every time they fall out, as you can see. This is what drives me nuts, is having these big, huge canisters, because they really don't... Interesting. Gotta get them over there. They're in a hole and I can't pull them over there. That's not what I was trying to do, and you know it. There we go. Another one. Okay. Yeah. Not an achievement I wanted right about now. There's still a couple items down here, I think. Jeez. 92 units, so it rolled all the way down into the cave. That's what happened. And we do need them, unfortunately. That one right there we can grab right now. There we go. And this explosive is not in good shape, so I'm going to carry this one back on my own. Alright, it should be right there. You know what? I think it's up above. I don't think it's in the cave at all. Alright, let's get everything loaded in and we'll see how much we got left. Wow, what a mess, huh? It looks like it moved again. Everything? Is that one at 185 and that one at 168. So we did lose something else, but it looks like it's above, which is really strange, and I think I see it now. It's a toxic one. Stop. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay, that's crazy. That can happen if you shoot it and it starts coming towards you and then you release it as it's shooting towards you. It'll just keep going. It'll go at the same speed, man. So that becomes craziness. Alright, I think we have 35 now. Not bad, considering. Alright, we gotta go up the hill here. We gotta avoid the cave there. This is a... to the left. It is a dry riverbed, but the beginnings of it were really, really hairy. Easy, easy. And one fell out already. Alright, got it. Okay, this is okay. We got this. Getting tired of that. Now, if we can just keep everybody in for the duration of the journey through here, it should be good. 35. Keep an eye on it. And what we got, see these caves open up like this, and what we do is we go up and around them. And we don't, see, I've just lost 2 barrels without even trying. I'm not even trying to lose them. I didn't hear any bumps, and it still loses them. What is that? Gonna make it go crazy now, right? Guess we ought to do that too, huh? There we go. We'll get there. And we only have the A-class upgrades in here, not the S. So it should get a little better here. Right now, we have a little bit of a transition, which means we're going to lose somebody, right? 34. We lost somebody right there. Matter of fact, we lost them earlier, and I don't know where they disappeared at. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. We apparently had 35 all the way through there, and then it just decided to tell me that now we have 34. I don't know what we lost. I can't tell. So, we're just going to have to move on. Now it says 35 again. I'm guessing something was bobbling around in there. By the barrel on the top right, I'm guessing. Okay, so as we come up to this guy, stay to the left, go down the slope gently. Now the waypoint, you can grab it if you wish. And on we go. It looks like things are starting to settle in the back a little bit better, but I'm not going to count on it. Alright. Let's just keep going for now. Now at this point, you know, unless we have a big crash or something like that, if we lose things, we're just going to let them go. You know, we lose one here, one there, I don't care anymore. Once we get back to the waste processing plant, we'll worry about it then. We are going to stick to the river road all the way. And there we go. Sorry about that. There will be talking in the background. There's people in the kitchen doing dinner right now. Okay, see this here? So what we're going to do is we're going to go up and around it, and hopefully nothing falls out. Around the other side. I'm going to do the same thing here. This one's steeper. And we shouldn't have hit any bumps there, but for some reason they decided bumps needed to be included. There we go. Not bad. Now I know the waste processing plant is to our left, but the river road actually starts turning to the left here for a little bit. Dry riverbed, I gotta keep saying that. I just realized this kind of reminds me of one of the Thomas Covenant books. Interesting. Second Chronicles, I think it is. Alright, here we go. Big caverns in the ground. See if we can go up and over like this. Then come back, go up and over this way. I just lost something. I don't know what we lost. There it is. One of the toxics. Yeah, we need that. Come back up. Put you in the top. Yeah, that should good. That should do good. Alright. So I'm going to take it a little bit easy over this. Probably going to lose something again. And the only reason... Oh, for crying out loud. Stop. What did I hit that knocked me? I didn't even see anything. Alright, that's a steep slope. We're going to lose some stuff here, guys. That's weird. What in the world? Stop! Stop! Unbelievable. I don't know what happened. I don't remember this cave system at all being here. Wow, okay. It's getting stuck on the scraps is what happens here. And is basically destroying them while I was standing here. There we go. Wow. I don't know what to say. Definitely not the example I wanted to show you guys. I've never had such a hard time with this particular expedition. And I've done it a bazillion times. As far as nothing exploded, because some of these barrels are in bad shape. Let's repair one if we can. Good, that's what I wanted. Excellent. What do we got? A lot. That's what we have. That just did not fit in there at all. Trying to get up to the top of this, but it's not settling right. See if we can just grab everything and drop it up here and see if it'll stay put. I can't believe how many barrels I've got here. It didn't seem like this much before. Oh, that was one. Hey, I think that's it. No, we got two more pieces. Isn't that funny? There it is, and that's the one that's going to blow us all up. Right there. Okay, is that 35? I think it is. 32. We're still missing 3. We are still missing 3 of them. Just when it looks like this place can't get any taller on this top of here, I thought I already got those. Okay, let me fix this. Hold on. Another toxic. 'Cause, 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 'cause That's right there. And an explosive. Alright. That should be it. That's very strange. I really don't remember that being there. In the middle of the road. Now I can find my processing plant again. If I search for it right now, it will find a different processing plant that's further out, and we probably will head there at some point, but we're not going to head there at this point. Alright, good deal. On our way. Another cave. If you hit those plants dead on, a lot of times it works. Not every time. But when you don't have a choice, you just make do. Alright. We are 3 minutes out, and 1,800 units, okay. Again, if we just lose one here and there, that's one thing. Like we just lost an explosive barrel, that's fine, whatever. I can get explosives elsewhere. But I'm not stopping for the onesies at this point. Yeah, I don't remember that cave being there either. Okay, anyway, we're heading straight up now. So, minute 47 out from this means that we've got a little ways to go still. But we are almost there. Had the other items not exploded that first time to the processing plant, we wouldn't be going through this at this point. So keep that in mind too. And you don't have to visit all three. You can head back after one and just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth if you wish. Here I was trying to do it a little bit faster, and this is what happens. Lost the toxic. And the toxics are the one that I really need the most, so I'm going to have to stop with that one. There we go. And front of the cab, because there's more room usually there, because everything's settling towards the back. See, the explosive ones are easier to find than the toxic ones. Alright, that should be the waste plant right there in front of me. So if we could just make it up the last hill, we should be good. And we're probably not going to empty the bed this time. I think I'm just going to pull up and we'll just get it all done. There we go. Let's pick them up one at a time and take care of these guys, huh? Of course it is. Okay. I'm going to take the first explosive that's in the worst shape. There we go. That barrel didn't explode, just so you know. We're going to have to take care of that in a minute. There we go. So that's the 5 that we needed. Explosive. Don't get them mixed up like I did. Whoops. I'm trying to step out of the back. Okay. There we go. My bad. Don't get it stuck, because you can move the whole thing around when you do that. We should be getting close to the end of 16s on these. Let me see what we got. Good. Good. Can't believe we made it back with 34 out of the 36, to be honest with you. Toxic items, we got them all. So we had extras of those. And explosives, did we get it all? We got it. Nope, it says 15. So let's see what we ended up with. Now it says only 12? How in the world did that happen? Wow. That's happened to me before. It's like it didn't give us an accurate count. It blew them all up, but it didn't give us an accurate count. Alright. So we need 4 of each. 2 radioactive and 4 explosive, and that's going to be really fun to try to find. There's an extra... Oh, the extra radioactive blew up on its own. Good, okay. So, let's head this way, and we're going to see if we can't scan for some stuff. This is going to turn out to be a little bit longer than I expected. So there's a barrel over there. We're going to head towards it. Wait, we have a radioactive on board and an explosive on board that weren't showing. I'm not sure how that happened, because that radioactive one is awfully big to just have vanished, if you will. There we go. That gets us to 1 more radioactive and 3 explosives. Which we should have had more than enough explosives to take care of that. Okay, we're actually going to go this way. See what this one was anyway. I don't think it's anything special, but we'll take a look anyway. Yeah, there's nothing there. You can tell by looking at it that it doesn't have anything special, so we'll head on. There is another processing plant over here, so once our scanner is done, we'll do another scan. Should be right over there, but it's not showing up right now. And there's nothing there. Oh, there it is, right there. That's the processing plant we're heading towards. We just ran into trash, even though it wasn't detecting it. Explosive, 1 radioactive. That's just regular trash. Another one over here. Oh, that might have something. There's our radioactive anyway. Okay, good deal. Now we just need 3 explosives and we're all set. This one I think is submerged into the ground. No, maybe not. And is that radioactive or toxic? It's toxic. I mean explosive or radioactive or toxic. Anyway. Like I said, can't seem to be getting this one. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down. We don't want to lose this. And we'll use our jetpack. There we go. That worked. Let's go ahead and chuck this into a bin real quick over here at the processing center. That way the radioactive is out of the way, and then we just need to get the explosives. Try to hit the bin. Got it. So that should take care of all the radioactives. Okay, we just need the explosive ones now. Now that's the problem, is finding those, but in the meantime we're going to quick search for alien structures. We got one right over there, so we're going to head over there and see if we can't find 3 explosives on the way. Radioactive. Figures. Now, see, there's several scrap heaps over here, and they're not showing up. Let me just jump out and jump back in. There's one right over there. No explosives. One over here. I don't see it. I guess that's it? Yeah, that's nothing there. Okay. So the trash heap over there, let's hit it. We do have a river road over here that we can take, a dry riverbed. We'll hit that in a minute. Nope. Nothing there. You can get out of them sometimes. You got to be careful. Oh, I forgot that we have our scope here, so sometimes we can look for the trash heaps ourselves, see? That sometimes works. Ah, explosive. I'll take it. One down. Here's the riverbed I was talking about. Oh, looks like we have another explosive in that one. Back up here. It's 2. We need 1 more. Trash heap over here. Let's head to it. Got a ridge, so we got to be careful, but we've only got the 2 items in here. We should be alright. If you do this right, a lot of times you can just balance these loads and they work out really well. Yeah, especially if you have a light amount of items in it. Nope, doesn't have what we're looking for. Industrial waste over there. Let's head over there and take a look at it. The monolith is one of the things we have to hit. Okay, I don't know why you're not stopping. Don't see anything there. Okay, good. Not good, but good. I get it. Alright, let's hit the monolith real quick, because that's one of our milestones. And there we go. And let's head back up. So we have 2 explosives. We need 1 more. Oh, that's not anything. No, it's not what we're looking for. Let's head to that one over there. There's one over here to our right. Let's hit that. We still haven't hit our milestone for steps taken, which should be soon. Up. What do we have? What do we have? It's an explosive. That's excellent. That's what we're looking for. There's our 3rd one. Alright, so that's 3. What's got to hit before we jump back out? Let's take a look for our... Those are waste heaps. Hold on. Alright, maybe we ought to hit the top of the hill, because I thought it was over here. There it is. 8? Yeah, 8 minutes. That's the one. 328. Okay, that's the one we need to hit. That's our one we just left a couple minutes ago. And we only have 3 items in here, so they should be fairly stable. Oh, that was the other one. That had a toxic in it, so I would have been disappointed. Now, before we do this, let's take a look. Where are we? Look, we're almost there. We're almost there. We've almost got what we're looking for. Up. There. Okay. Now we just head down. Try to keep everything on board. Oop. Caught him. Let's see if we can keep him on board while we're heading there. That was a rock. That was cool. 50,000. We did it. And music is kicking in a little bit early. We haven't quite done it yet. Let's see if we can go down this slope. Whee! Yep, even after all this, I can still say wee. So there you are. I really wanted to finish this video up sooner, so that way we could spend a little time going over the things, but I may have to cut this a little shorter. We're almost there. Up and over. Up. Guess what? Did we catch him? Nope, we didn't, but it's going the right direction. That's alright. We'll pick him up in a moment. Okay, let's go up, and we're going to shoot these into the bin. There's 1. There's 2. And our 3rd one is right there. How far away is it? Let's see. 80 units. Okay, so at 80, we can pull it in. not bad. Ah, almost. There we go. That should be it. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all done. So let's go ahead and get our rewards. Looks like we got some fireworks. Okay. Thermal buffer unit megawatt heater. Oh, those are really handy to have in one of these units. Okay, we got our reward, which is asymmetrical cabin, which we've already gotten ourselves. And number 4, let's see, we get salvage scrap and recovered items. Oh, inventory's full. Yeah, inventory's full over there. Alright. Salvage scrap, okay, good. Trade rocket unit, if you want to get that, that's actually not a bad thing to have early, because you can actually use that very much. And we'll go into what that can do in the next episode. Okay, 5. Let's get all these. This gives us sac venom, which we really don't need. Uranium is always a handy thing to have. We'll bring it back with us. Liquid explosives, very expensive items, so maybe we will take those back. Supreme movement system upgrades, excellent. S-class upgrades for your exosuit. Nanites, 160,000 units, very nice. 600 quicksilver, always a hard item to come by. That's the third type of currency. We get some banners and stuff. That's just mostly that'll be added to your person as cosmetic items you can use. And then the final thing, you get the heirloom customization set, which is a customization for your person. So as you can see, it says the expedition is now complete. Now, the reason I had you do that other thing earlier for the extra couple plates and the sodium nitrate is you could put down a save beacon, get a save point if you wish. But if not, just bring in your ship, which now is fully repaired. But before we go, let's go in here and get rid of some stuff. I don't care for the fireworks. I'm going to get rid of them. The gravitino balls, I'll get rid of 1. These things are handy to get. Navigation data we'll have plenty of. Silicate we don't need. The carbon we don't need. I'm deleting some of these because we really don't need them. Same thing with the projectile ammunition. You can make it. The ionized cobalt I don't have enough of to make a difference. Ammonia could come in handy. The phosphorus could come in handy. We don't have enough of that, but that's okay. We'll be getting more. Alright, so what I did this for is to alleviate some of the areas in here that I needed. These are B class. I really don't care about those, but these shields are very handy. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out and put them in my inventory here. This is also a very handy thing to have. Take it back with you. A ray finder that does 2 things at the same time? Dude, I don't know what else to tell you. Let's go to our multi-tool. You're going to get one of these later, but if you want to take it back with you, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. And for the Exocraft, I am going to open all these up, and we're going to get... There we go, okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got a little bit of cobalt, I don't really care about it. But the ferrite, the pure ferrite, very handy. Take those. Put these in your exosuit. Flamethrower. We'll have to decide what we're keeping. We got a good amount of carbon. We'll probably bring these back with, but these will be the last things I need. Tons of ferrite, look at that. These things are worth a lot of money. So let's put them in our exosuit. Notice we have limited space in our exosuit. We're actually running out of room. Let's see what we got out of this. We got some indium. How much room do we have? My word, we don't have a lot of room in here, do we? Huh. Alright. Okay, we're going to get rid of the ammonia and the phosphorus. We're going to get rid of the pugnium. I'd like to take the ferrite with. We'll get rid of that ferrite. The gravitino balls, we can. There's not enough chromatic metal to do anything. And we'll get rid of the creature pellets. Alright. Paraffinium we don't need. Okay, and we'll have to make a decision on some of the stuff that we're going to keep. Back to the Exocraft. So we can take these back if we wish. It's up to you. But I'm going to do the nutrient ingester, the pulse spitter, including its upgrades, our exosuit upgrades. There we go, right there. These things are high value items and you can take them back and they're worth a lot of money. These movement modules are not worth much. I don't care for rocket boots. The Exocraft, yes, I'll take that with. I guess we'll leave back the scanner modules. Look at that, we got a Sentinel boundary map in here. That is crazy. A little bit of chromatic metal, but we'll get more later. Okay. 6 million. That's coming with. Trade rocket. We'll take that with. And we're out of room. We're out of room in our suit. And we wanted to take these back with too. So let me see what else I can get rid of in my exosuit. Usually you have more room in here, but for some reason it's not showing. I'm going to get rid of the bones. And that should make me more room. So where is it? That's coming with. Alright. And the wiring looms. For a new player, that's it. I guess we're going to have to leave behind some of the stuff. These are worth quite a bit, and we can't take them with. We don't have enough room. These I'd love to take with. This especially I am taking with, but we're out of room now. Let me see. Is there anything else I can get rid of? Yeah, that we can get rid of. Good. So we have room for one more item. Let's get rid of some of the Gravitino balls. We don't need them all. And we'll take these. And one more item we can take. Indium, maybe? I'll take the indium. Okay, indium's a high value item. The other stuff we can get. So, alright, I think that'll do it. And unfortunately, we can't take any of these things with us, so we will have the plans to make that later on. We'll get that as a reward, so I guess we're done. Yeah, I know. So in order to end our expedition, we have to take our ship, head out into space, and we have to pull in the Anomaly. There we go. In we go. All right. And we're going to be ending it here. We'll show you in the next episode how you pull everything out of there and what their usefulness is towards your person. Because you're not going to be able to pull everything out in one chunk because your exosuit that you have for your character doesn't have enough room. But that's good. So we're all set. We're done. We go over here to this terminal and end the expedition. But it asks us what we'd like to take over with us, right? So you can take all these things, the trade rocket. I'm going to do the upgrades that we want to get. Engine modules. Oh, what to take. Pulse spitter. I don't see it in here. Pulse spitter stuff. There it is, impact igniter, and we're out of things that we can take with us. So, nutrient ingester, shields, the mounted flamethrower, the Gravitino coil package, which we can make anyway. The refiner is very, very handy. That's even more useful than any of the rest of this stuff. And I guess we'll keep the rest behind. Nutrient ingester, let's take that. Okay. And then the items we take with, we should be able to take everything that we wanted to. Let me just check here. Indium. Sure. Ferrite dust is very handy to have early on. Uranium. Carbon. Condensed. Batteries. Life support. Repair kits. Definitely. Yes, that's it. We could have taken some more stuff with us if had we gone back in. But, alright. Well, that'll have to do it. I think we got everything. Let's go ahead and end the expedition. And this is where you get extra units by itself and more nanites. And in the next episode, we'll show how to bring all this stuff back over to your regular save. Okay, nanites harvested. And you get all this as a reward. Look how many units we've gotten. 5,000 nanites. I mean, this is fantastic, guys. And then all the stuff you get for each phase completion, including the overall reward. Finish the expedition, and it'll kick you back out to the main save. And this is where we're going to end our episode. So this will be episode 2, and we'll have one more episode after this to just get us moving along, and we'll show you how to do a bunch of different things. I'm going to get a save point here. There we go. And I want to thank you all for watching. So guys, take care. Thank you very much. Hit the like, hit the sub, and we'll see you again next time. Gotta get the wave in. Oh, wait. Do the toot toot. We should have that. No, we don't have it yet. We'll get it later. All right, guys, take care, and thank you very much for being here.